Hello everyone, Meg here with another fun video for you. This one I'm going to call How to Get Out of Fear. So, the word fun and the word fear are not typically in the same sentence, right? Well, now they are. So as we're preparing for the Appalachian Trail, many things keep arising through it. It's like with any great thing, you're climbing the mountain, you're climbing the mountain, you're climbing the mountain, and you're almost at the top. And it kind of feels like, oh man, am I going to make it? Am I going to get there? And a lot of fears surface through that. A lot of fears surface before you start to really step forth. Take that big leap of faith forward. Because to me, I don't know, that's just like the universe's way of ridding yourself of all of those fears that no longer serve you. Because taking those fears with you when you go, it's not going to do you any good. So as we've been stepping closer and closer to this journey, a lot of things have been arising, and certain things have just been like, I don't know, for lack of a better phrase, going, a bit haywire, a bit haywire. And I received some interesting news towards the end of last week, and I was like, what the heck? Like, what is going on? I just want to be on the trail. I'm already living in the energy of the Appalachian Trail. I just want to be out of my house. I just want to sell all of my things. I just want to have all of my doctor's appointments finished and be there. I am hiking the Appalachian Trail. Mark my words. I am hiking the Appalachian Trail. And no amount of fear is going to stop me from doing it. So as these things are rising, I had this concept of I struggled with anxiety for a long time. I struggled with depression after my open heart surgery, and how I started to alleviate it was just becoming mindful of my thoughts, becoming very mindful of my thoughts. Because what I realized was that most of my thoughts were just bold-faced lies, So, say somebody gives you news, and it doesn't have to be good news or bad news. That's another thing that I realized I did a lot. I was putting things in the category of this either needs to be good or bad, But things don't have to be that way. Things can just be. They don't have to be. Just because something isn't good doesn't make it bad. Does that make sense? So, I received a certain amount of news, and at first my mind wanted to go to thinking the worst, because that's where all of the fears are. That's where all the little fears are, up there. And then I thought, no. I don't believe that anymore. I don't believe those things. Because what my mind was doing was just making up lies. It was making up lies that I don't even know to be true. So what I did was I pulled the amount of information, all of the positive information from what I had received, and I thought, okay, well, what if this goes good? All right, well, what are the facts? I know X, Y, and Z, and that's all I know. Now, what my mind started to do was go yeah, but what if this? And yeah, but what if that? I know X, Y, and Z. So I do something called the rubber band trick. And being mindful of my thoughts, anytime a fear would pop in there, and anxiety is actually a beautiful thing. Anxiety is a beautiful thing. Because what anxiety does is it triggers that something is wrong. Your body is going into stress mode when it shouldn't be, because of the signal that your brain is sending it. So when you feel anxiety, what I did for a long time was, well, first of all, I would take a pill, or I would just stuff it down, and then I fell into this sort of trap of feeling anxiety and then trying to get really super positive, just pretend this isn't I'm not worried about this thing. But that doesn't work. You have to have a healthy balance. So when I would feel that anxiety and I would feel it trigger, first and foremost, I would just literally snap myself out of it. And this is a technique that a lot of therapists use. So I didn't come up with this on my own, but I appreciate it a lot because it's helped me in a lot of situations. So when I would start to feel fear or anxiety, I would snap myself out of it and then think well, Meg, why do you think this way? Why do you believe this thing? Where along the way did you believe that lie? And did you start imagining the worst? And what I realized through that was like, holy cow, I have been programmed to imagine the worst in a lot of situations. I remember when I got diagnosed with my heart condition, and I had been sick for months, so this had sort of like really billowed up. But when I finally got diagnosed, I was just like, oh, woe is freaking me. I have a heart condition. My life is over. And, I just really spiraled down into a place that wasn't my true self. And this was an interesting statement that my boyfriend John said to me about 2 years ago. And he was so nice and so wonderful, as I still kind of process through everything. But one day he just said to me, Meg, nothing bad happened. And it was like somebody punched me in the stomach. It was like somebody just took everything I thought I knew. And I was pissed when he said that. I was pissed. I was just like, oh, how dare he? And it didn't matter. Whatever came out of me at that point, it didn't matter. Because I knew he was right. Because I knew he was right. And it was true. And he helped me to wake up out of the fog that I was in. Because the truth is, you don't have to suffer. And that's all fear is, and that's all fear does, is it just puts us in a state of suffering. Okay, sure, you're chugging along through life, and something unexpected comes up. Whoa, that was unexpected. But you don't have to look at it like it's good or it's bad. It can just be. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean the challenges are not going to be difficult. But you can't let yourself go into that fear. So first you have to snap yourself out of it. And instead of running from whatever fear or anxiety you're feeling, you have to stand in front of it and say, okay, fear, why do I believe you? And just sit with that thought. Sit with that thought. Journaling really helps. Just see what information comes up. Because I guarantee you that somewhere along the way, those fears were just programmed into you. Hi, kitty. Essentially, what I've been able to do through this process, through facing difficult challenges, is not letting my mind get the best of me. Nothing has changed in my life other than oh, boom, I heard this bit of information that sure could be kind of scary and unknown. Yeah, absolutely, it's an unknown. But am I going to let that change how I feel on the inside? No, I'm not. I'm not.